Okay, young historians, here's a sort of a review and also overview of what I'm hoping you can do with your information on King Cotton. I discussed this in class. I'd love for you to work on it over the long weekend, but don't spend tons of time on it. You're really just organizing and gluing some stuff, right? And you will have time at the start of your class when you get back on Monday or Tuesday to do a little work on it as well. So the whole thing about this is I was interested into this idea of King Cotton. So like showed you in class, I took a whole ton of notes, whole bunch of notes. And you'll notice for each set of notes that I took, or each note, I did identify the resource. That's important for you to do when you work on NHD, is you want to make sure that any piece of information you can tell me where you got that information, because you're going to have to cite it on your actual project in some form or another. It might be your bibliography. If you're doing an exhibit or a website, it's going to be actually on your project. So also remember that all of the notes were something that came from, I took all these notes, but they all came from questions that I had. But now I've got this big pile of notes, and what do? Well, we talked about organizing them into buckets. And I came up with 6 buckets about the idea of King Cotton. Okay, the context, what was going on when right before Cotton became king. That sets the stage for everything. The causes, what leads to Cotton becoming huge. King Cotton, that's the actual topic I'm looking at. What did that mean, King Cotton? What's the dominance of Cotton and all of the power of Cotton? What was that all about? What perspectives did people have about Cotton getting big? And then the impact of King Cotton. What happened as a result of King Cotton? The causes are what led to King Cotton. Impact is what was a result of King Cotton. And then finally, the legacy. How does King Cotton sort of resonate in our lives today? So we started gluing some of these down, right? We sorted them into the appropriate buckets. You'll notice that there are questions at the top. Those questions, the notes that you put down should answer those questions. And then, you might have to fold them over a little bit if you can't fit them all, or you might not use all of the notes. When you do research, you don't use every note that you have on that you've taken. All right, you've got to determine which ones answer your questions, which one helped tell your story. So I want you to work on that and maybe highlight some key words, because by highlighting those key words, that's going to help you do the next step, which is taking a bucket like this with context and then taking a Post-it note, maybe a larger Post-it note, and if you need larger Post-it notes, I have them in class, and then doing your analysis, supporting that analysis with what does your bucket say. All right, so utilize all the things that you glued down and summarize them in 1, 2, or 3 sentences or bulleted points. From there, your next step is to take all of your information and develop a thesis. A thesis is an argument. It's a claim. It's a statement that has to be supported with your sources. All right, and you obviously have primary and secondary sources. So what is that argument or thesis that you want to make? Okay. Once you're done with that, you can staple these together, and if you feel comfortable with it, give it to the substitute, or if you want to wait to hand it to me until I get back, that's fine as well. This is exactly how you're going to approach National History Day. I have some waiting for you on the National History Day Google Classroom. I have 2 documents that will help you help you come up with buckets for your topic. And those buckets for your topic, for each bucket, you're going to come up with like a general question and then some focused research questions. You need to fill those in before you start taking your notes from the resources that you're getting right now. Okay, so that's kind of your next NHD step, is to develop those buckets and those questions. And we'll be talking about that when I get back in the middle of next week. All right? If you have any questions, you can reach out to me by email. I might be able to get to it. I'm going to be pretty busy. But overall, there's 2 reasons why I'm having you do this assignment or this activity. 3 reasons, really. 1, because we're digging into King Cotton, right? 2, to help you become that young historian and help you organize information in order to tell the story of King Cotton. But the real major reasons, 3, is to get you to sort of start to think about how are you going to take notes and develop a thesis for your National History Day project. Your thesis comes last. Okay, so get going on that and have a great weekend, and I will see you all in the middle of next week.